This is a rational number. Now, I usually do not leave a rational number like this. I reduce it to its simplest form. What you can see is that 3 and 6 further, if I divide both numerator and denominator by 3, what I'll get is 1 by 2. So 3 by 6 is equal to 1 by 2, and I write my fractions in the lowest form always. That is, I reduce it to the simplest form. Now let's look at this irrational number, which is 3 by under root 5. Now, to write this irrational number in its simplest form, what I need to do is, the denominator should not be an irrational number. To be in the simplest form, the denominator is under root 5, which is an irrational number. That should not be an irrational number. Now, the process of fixing it, that is the process of making this denominator, which is an irrational number, a rational number. So I am making the denominator a rational number. This process is called as rationalizing the denominator. Rationalizing the denominator, that is, I make the denominator a rational number. This is an irrational number now. Now, how do I convert this irrational to a rational number? We had seen that if I multiply under root 5 with under root 5 only, that gives me 5, which is a rational number. So that's a way in which I can convert this to a rational number, which is an irrational to a rational number. So what I do is, I multiply both the numerator and denominator by a root, which is under root 5 in this case. So I multiply the numerator and denominator both by under root 5. Now this gives me, I know under root 5 times under root 5 is just 5. And 3 times under root 5 is 3 root 5. Now I have an irrational number which does not have an irrational number in the denominator. The denominator is rational. So this is the irrational number 3 by root 5 in its simplest form. Now can you rationalize this number, which is 5 by under root 8? The denominator is an irrational number. To reduce it to the simplest form, I need to rationalize the denominator. How do I do that? I multiply both the numerator and denominator by under root 8. So what do I get? The denominator is under root 8 times under root 8, which is just the number 8. What about the numerator? 5 times under root 8. This gives me 5 under root 8. So this is how 5 by under root 8 can also be written as 5 under root 8 by 8. Now this is the same irrational number. I rationalized the denominator. Now how would I rationalize the denominator in this case? I see 3 minus root 5. So would multiplying both numerator and denominator by under root 5 help here? 3 minus under root 5 times under root 5 would not help. It does not give me a rational number. So what do I do? I want to make the denominator a rational number. When you have two terms, what we do is we multiply both top and bottom by the conjugate. Now what does conjugate mean? Let's look at this. When you have two terms, the conjugate refers to you change the sign in the middle. So this is two terms and the sign in the middle is a subtraction sign. The conjugate means that the terms remain the same but the sign in the middle changes. It becomes an addition sign here. Similarly, if I have two terms with a subtraction sign, that becomes an addition sign. If I have two terms separated by an addition sign, then that sign in the center changes and becomes a subtraction sign. That is what conjugate is. So to rationalize this number, I have two terms in the denominator. To rationalize this, what I need is I multiply both the numerator and denominator by the conjugate. So conjugate of the denominator is, this is my denominator, 3 minus under root 5. I find the conjugate of this denominator. That is, the sign in the center, the middle changes. So from subtraction it becomes addition. The other two terms remain the same. So conjugate of the denominator is 3 plus under root 5. Now what I'll do is, I'll multiply both my numerator and denominator by this. So I multiply both the numerator and denominator by 3 plus root 5. So here the entire denominator has to be multiplied by 3 plus root 5. So this is what I get. Now recall that this is 3 minus root 5 times 3 plus root 5. Only the sign is changing. Recall that a minus b times a plus b gives me a square minus b square. So now, can you relate this expression with the denominator? So if I write the denominator, all I need to do is take 3 as a and under root 5 as b. So if I take a to be 3 and b to be under root 5, isn't this the same thing then? 3 minus under root 5 times 3 plus under root 5. A minus b, a plus b. So this would be equal to a square minus b square. What is a here? 3. So that should be 3 square minus b square. B square is under root 5 is b. So under root 5 square. That is b square. So simplifying this, what I get is 3 square is 9 minus under root 5 square is 5. So this gives me 4. So denominator is 3 minus root 5 times 3 plus root 5. 3 minus root 5 into 3 plus root 5. So I know that the denominator is 4. Now the numerator is 2 times this irrational number. So I get this is 4. Denominator is 4. Numerator is 2 times 3 plus root 5. Now I can simplify this, and this gives me 3 plus under root 5 by 2. So remember, we started with this number where the denominator had an irrational number. Denominator is an irrational number. To bring this to the simplest form, all I need to do is remove the irrational number, make the denominator a rational number. So I converted it, and this is what I get. So this number is equal to this number, and this is this number in its simplest form. That's how I can rationalize my denominator.